AITAOA for taking my ring back from my fiancé and calling off the wedding after learning crucial truth about her. This is going to be very long sub. I apologize advancing for that. I just don't have anyone to share and ask advice. I still can't believe everything happened so fast. Me, 27 and my ex-fiancée, Julie, 27F, have been dating for 5 years now. We were pretty serious about our relationship up until now. I am questioning about my choice in women. I grew up in a big family. My parents have 5 kids. My 2 older sisters, me and my twin sister and my younger brother. The eldest of us, Aliana, 32F, was set to marry one of our parents' friend's son, Theo, 36M. Aliana was very intelligent among all of us. She went to a prestigious college. It was a pretty big deal since we are from a second world-class country. She was supposed to marry Theo 10 years ago, but right on the wedding day, she ran away. We had no clue where she went to. I assume she left early in the morning. The wedding was supposed to happen during afternoon. My second eldest sister, Eleanor, 29F, was helping with everything around the preparation. My parents didn't want to stress Aliana that day much, so most of the work shifted on Eleanor. Our parents didn't trust me because I was 17 and others because they were young. Eleanor was quite busy as the guests started to arrive soon. Soon enough, we realized Aliana was nowhere to be found. We called Theo's parents, who hurriedly came over and resort. We rented a resort for the whole day. It was quite expensive since the eldest of both families are getting married. They were panicking because guests started to arrive and they will lose face. Suddenly, they targeted Eleanor to be the bride. Eleanor at first tried to reason with them, telling how it doesn't work like that. But Theo's family was having none of it. It was mainly their idea. My parents chipped in when our grandparents got involved. Theo was silent at the whole situation. He was a spineless loser. That's what I first thought. But looking back, he was just shocked as everyone around back then. He left the room and some of the Mann family went after him so he wouldn't do anything stupid. Eleanor was forced to get ready. She couldn't run away as there was multiple women keeping an eye on her. She was crying at first, but got scolded by our mother and grandmother for that. They got married. My sister was supposed to enroll in a college that year. She was only 19 back then. I was 17, so was my twin. And the youngest of the family was only 12. Theo's parents didn't let Eleanor to enroll in a college, which left her pretty devastated. They feared that if Eleanor had a chance, she would run away. She could only visit our house once a month. Our parents were sympathetic, but they told her to suck it up as she wasn't their responsibility after her marriage. Their words. Because of that, she stopped talking about her problems to them. She would talk to me about her problems as all she wanted was mental support. Theo and Eleanor's marriage wasn't great either. She didn't graphically explain their lives, but with the pieces of information, I could tell that was just a cold-hearted bastard. I am not afraid to call him out, even if I see him now. He never acknowledged Eleanor as she wasn't supposed to be his wife in the first place. He dismissed her. He earns a lot. He is an engineer, and he took care of his family as well as his younger sister. 3 months after their wedding, my sister came in our parents' house with a bruised arm. We learned that Theo sometimes used force on her to shut her up, like tightly grabbing wrist or arms tightly. That's what my sister mentioned. I stupidly confirmed him in person that day, which led to a huge argument. I was grounded for meddling in my sister's marriage, and my sister's monthly turned into 1 visit in 4 months. Eleanor came 6 months later finally with an obvious baby bump. Eleanor and I talked very rarely after that. She wouldn't tell me anything as she was afraid that I will confront Theo. She can't divorce him as my parents wouldn't take her in, and the society we are in looks down at divorced women. So she leaned on working things out with him. Around 3 years ago, Theo left our current city with Eleanor and their 2 sons. Eleanor was 6 months pregnant with my niece that time. They shifted in the capital of our country, which was 10 hours away from our current city. After shifting there, they went in extreme low contact, my family. I met Julie, Theo's younger sister, because of my twin. They are inseparable best friends. Me and my twin didn't have anything in common, so I hang out with her very less and didn't know most of her friends. My twin Lily set me on a blind date with Julie. We clicked and been dating since that blind date. I thought I met the one. Clearly I was wrong. I proposed to Julie on the May. I was saving up for the marriage. I didn't want it a big ceremony, just a small ceremony with few relatives and friends. It'll be less than 60 people. My eldest sister, Aliana, suddenly made contacts with us after almost 10 years, which was shocking. She introduced us to her kids and husband. She is married to a lawyer and have 2 girls under 5. I wasn't thrilled to meet her. We went through humiliation due to her sudden cold feet. Aliana tried to reason with me when I made it clear I am not thrilled to see her again. I also noticed Aliana was very close to Lily and Julie. I told Julie I am not comfortable with her suddenly being close to my sister. I said it's better if we put some boundaries. She agreed, but she didn't keep my words for a long time. My parents threw us welcome dinner for Aliana and my engagement news last week. We were getting tipsy by the end of party. I didn't drink because I need to drive back in my apartment and I need to drop off Julie and her parents in their house as well. We don't live together. One point at the dinner, Aliana thanked Julie for helping her to run away back then, because if she didn't listen to her, she might have never met her love of life, husband. Julie laughed like crazy by saying she did that for her own benefit as well. They are tipsy drunk, so they kept talking. Julie was explaining how she helped Aliana figure everything out. Her mom tried to stop her, but she kept rambling. At one point, she suddenly said, "I thought, if Aliana ran away, you guys will just deal with it, but you guys made Eleanor and married her off to Theo. Things didn't go as I planned it will." That caught my attention greatly, so I asked her mother to interrupt her, and she got defensive. Hurriedly took Julie home. I asked Julie a few days later about it, and she was keep avoiding the topic, saying she was drunk and didn't think before speaking. I gave her an ultimatum of, if she didn't tell me about it, I will break off the engagement. She panicked and came over in my apartment to talk. So basically, she wanted her best friend to marry her brother. She knew Aliana wasn't into Theo at all, but she didn't have the guts to say no to their wedding. At one point, she accepts her fate, but Julie, she encouraged her to find her true man. Julie said she didn't think my parents will drag Eleanor in this mess. She was dumb and stupid. She was 17, just like me. I was angry, but kept my composure. Then she dropped the bombshell on me. Julie tried to break Eleanor and Theo, as she wanted Lily as her sister-in-law. Theo is fairly an attractive guy. He had a lot of admirers in his student life. Julie went as far as sending his admirers Eleanor's phone number and contact information. She would get harassed daily due to those people. My sister stopped using social media long ago. Later, Theo also took her phone away. We thought it was because of his toxic nature, but no. He was doing it because he didn't want anyone to harass his pregnant wife. Julie didn't stop there. She began to talk about Theo's ex-girlfriends and flings to Eleanor. Eleanor would get upset and bring those girls up during arguments, and then Theo would grip her arms or wrists tightly to the point it would leave red bruises. It went on for a few years. Then Theo found out who was telling this whole scheme. He was upset and angry. This is why Theo took Eleanor and their kids. They went low contact with us because of it. Theo wanted to fix things between them after they had their first baby but couldn't, since Eleanor would bring up his exes or Aliana. Julie wanted to put a wedge between them. When Theo found out, he went no contact with his side of family and low contact with us. Worst of all is, Lily was part of this. I couldn't bear to listen to how she tried to mess up 2 people's life. I yanked the ring off her finger and took away my apartment keys before kicking her out. I can't possibly marry this girl. Never in my wildest dreams. I called up Lily, thinking she was victim or Julie's manipulation. To my surprise, she wasn't. She also liked Theo. She said she would try to get touchy with him during the time Eleanor would visit us. Theo would ignore her or brush her off. She shamelessly admitted that she tried to offer herself to him, but Theo flat out said, Eleanor was better looking than her plus. He have dignity not to cheat on his wife. After that incident, Theo would stick with Eleanor all the time when he visits us. They don't visit our parents' house anymore. Now I know why. I don't blame them, honestly. I called Eleanor a few minutes ago, asking her about her whereabouts. She sounded very happy and invited me to come over someday and meet them. I guess the news didn't reach her yet. By the night, everyone calling me, apparently word got out that I took Julie's ring. Julie admitted her mistakes, and everyone is saying I should forgive her, because she was young and dumb. My problem is, I get the helping Aliana running away, but putting Eleanor into mental stress for 7 years? She was an adult that time.